agree with 5 minutes? Let's agree by show of hand. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Well, let's agree on how long we want this training to be. This is my first time in PBO office, eh? Eh? Yes, I am. I hope. Am I the last speaker? Oh, okay. So, Organic Chris, I want to also thank you especially for your presentation of the PBO. Okay. Okay. I want to thank you for your presentation of the PBO program. Organ Success, how you doing? So the summary of all these things that he's saying, I want to just, by way of executive summary, say that it's just about you making some quantity of effort and making money. Is it not true? That's the bottom line. You know, how to make money. All the people you bring in, you need sales skills to market even what you're saying. Is it not? All the things that the PBOs can sell as product in P1 and make money, you need strategies, plans that can help you. And you need possible testimonies and mentors that can tell you, say now like this, they do them, do them like this, do them like this. Because even Google Map that claims to be everything, get as you go reach. Now one way you want follow, they go hold you. You need to stop and say, I beg, bike man, which way I go follow? Google Map is pointing right, it's one way. But that bike man on the way can tell you, no, that you see the place where they go now. Enter this road. Once you reach that junction, follow right. That's there. And then you can switch off Google Map, which is more like a pilot scheme program, and then follow the offline thing. So that's the kind of job I'm going to do today. The job of that bike man that will show you this is a relative shorter cut. However, those things are built around strategies. Okay? So my name is Mr. Ihai Urapa, and I'm glad to be in your midst. I joined P1 group in 2018, February to be precise. And it's been a very, very sweet journey. Mr. Increase is my great-grandchild in this business. So I recruited the MD of Lighthouse Abba, and then he recruited Mr. Alvin, and then Mr. Alvin, he recruited Mr. Increase. So I was speaking with someone the other day. I said, the work what they do for this company, only for help we go figure it out. Because some of those things are background jobs. And I know the day we were explaining to him, he was looking at us like, I mean, but the truth of the matter is that whatever we're saying here is the truth and nothing but the truth. All you need is to just put your mind in it, keep learning it. After some time, human beings, they become pilot. Take an aircraft into the skies, fly it with all the risk and all the weather conditions that are difficult, and land it safely at a particular location. So I want you to believe that it is possible. And I usually like to start my training on the premise of knowing everybody, knowing the unique questions or unique things you want to learn, so that I don't just speak over your heads. You know, and the truth of the matter is that this topic is to get you to want to know the best model. But in reality, we'll start by thanking the people that gave us the opportunity to even have the platform called Fozekwa model that will work. Is it not? So I want to say thank you to P1 Group and the PBO office. They're doing an amazing job, because as of January 2018, I was seated like you. You know, it was then when Mr. Uche, Mr. Shegu, Taiwo, Ikenna, I don't know if some of those people, when they were there teaching. So I would just come and just sit down. And my own was funny, I won't ask any question. So you can assume I was not in the class. I want to just soak everything, learn everything, and find out, you know, how this thing even works. And that was how I woke up one morning. I was now making sales. So I want to thank P1 Group for giving us this an amazing opportunity. You know, It's not everybody who succeeds that wants to see some other people make money. We have a lot of wealthy men in Nigeria and all over the world. But I believe that while some people are giving back to the society and even empowering other people, some other people do not really care. So we must encourage the people who care to see that there is a platform on which we can make money. From my story and my explanation, you'll be getting the business clearer. And that was how they created the P1 Business Owner Platform, where an individual can come, register with a little amount of money, and can have bragging rights as to how much is a real estate guru and consultant and an owner. So much so that he can talk to someone about a property that we have in this company, and then the person can buy, seemingly thinking and believing that you're a professional. However, it's the name P1 and their property that you're selling. Before, it was not possible. You were going to go to become an agent, then you people will be 10. When you people share the profits after you sell the property, then you fight small. Before you now agree, this person will take 60-40, this person will take 10-10, So they found a way of organizing it, so much so that when Oga Increase makes a sale, I'll make an indirect commission without even possibly knowing that he sold. So there's a time this business will really grow, and you cannot keep the records. I tried. If I open my phone or my reminder, you will see if you can be projected, but sorry for another day. I was keeping tab on all my downlines, all my success lines. Oh boy, you make sale. How far? And then it got to a point where in a week you have like 27 people that made sales. And those 27 people, 3 different people paid in 3 different companies. How would you want to calculate that kind of thing? So it looks simple, but if you look at it from the growth perspective, you bring 5 people, those 5 people bring 5 people. Even if it's 1 million naira sales that they make in a year, and they are 200, and you make only 1%, it's plenty money because you didn't know they made the sale when your own money was coming in. So the time will reach, if they tell you to give the testimony, you will not know where to start. It's true. So we've gone past thank you for this wonderful opportunity that enables us to have this kind of testimonies. So the best sales model that works in the real estate industry is to know who you are. It's not everybody that can talk like me. So by way of this, I want to go straight into my story of sales. So I joined P1 in 2018 February. I was not able to make a sale till May. So it took me 90 days to make my first sale. I did and engaged different strategies to make that work. It didn't work until the 90th day. Now this was how the 90th day story came. I met one man who told me that he can buy. It was very funny. And then at the end of the day, I went to meet him. I had to wait for him for 7 hours, 45 minutes. Now in between these 3 months of waiting to sell, I have talked to different people, exhausted my prospect list. Before the end of the day, I would go into developing a prospect list, because sometimes when you talk about sales and even recruiting people, it's like in the air. So when you're in the class, it's like you have a lot of motivation, your spirit is up. Once you're out, you remember the people and how 1 or 2 people have told you no. The ball will just deflate. So you need to have a template, more like a standard operating procedure of how you do your sales and even follow up on the human beings you want to market. You have to categorize them. There are some people that if you tell them to come and join PBO with 15,000, they will not talk to you again. There are some people, if you tell them it's with 15 million, they will say, Everybody is different. As I am now, where I am now in this business, if you tell me that I need to join this business with 37,650, in all honesty, I would think it is too small. That was where I started from in 2018. However, as at that time, having the courage to allow another human being to make me to bring out 37,650 was not easy. When I tried to grow my own team to become team manager, it was not also easy. So people are in different levels, and it's very important that while you're making your prospect list, whether for sales or recruitment, you organize those lists into their different levels, because what you tell Mr. A cannot be the same thing with what you tell Mr. B. However, you can tell Mr. A the same thing and Mr. B the same thing, but different figures and procedures of how it operates, right? So that it will be easy for you to juggle between high net worth individuals and the people you're also trying to bring into the business for them to be stabilized. Very important. Because I didn't know this one I told you now. It's along the line I knew that. There's some people, if you tell that what land is 1 million in Lagos, they will just say in their mind, scam. That's just, they won't talk to you again. There's some people, if you say it's 15 million, they say, does it have CFO? They say yes. There's some people that will ask you, do you have the one of 750? You say yes. They say, okay, that's the one I'm looking for. Does it have CFO? And you'll be wondering, how can 750? So the market is dynamic. I'm trying to find a way to delve into the clouds of the difficulties that you'll be facing when you come in, because you're going to be talking to different human beings. Talk to 5 people. No 2 human beings on earth are the same. So this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. I'm already having big wahala. And I had them. I was gunning for selling quick when I entered. So those are the things I was struggling with. So part of the thing you have to understand is that you are an individual. You have to package yourself enough and understand the identity that you have. And by that identity, you've taken on the identity of a salesperson. Now, you that is taking on the identity of a salesperson, you were somebody before. Some people can talk very, very well. Some people are good with social media. Some people are good with networking. Some people, everything that comes with reading and teaching comes easier with them. So if they start anything anywhere and say they're teaching people anything, they will grow their team faster. And in P1, there's an opportunity like owning a center. So what I'm trying to say is, that thing that comes easily for you, try and find a way to fix it into what you are entering into. I'm trying to carry the people who are possibly hearing this thing along, and even when you're trying to recruit people. For instance, I'll give you an instance. His upline is a tailor. He made this clothes. How did I meet him? I met him through my downline who was coming to recruit him. And by the time we finished dealing, I said, make clothes for me. Our relationship got better. After 1 week, he has registered. He has brought somebody. So imagine that he just met me. He didn't have anything to connect from me with. Maybe he will feel I'll still be thinking about it and then maybe it won't go. But because he had something to connect to me, he didn't come to me and said, I'm hustling. I won't know what he's doing. So anything you're doing that is what you were before you heard about this, try and find a way to leverage it and also mix it up with other things that we're talking about in this company. I'll make another instance. Do you know that typically, when people meet you, they first meet you before they meet PBO? I'm trying to get this thing as down as possible. When people meet you for the first time, what they will first do is to access who you are, who your identity really is, before the flyer that you're sharing. Because, for instance, people who are sharing flyers will get to a point where they're giving people flyers and the people just drop it. Some other people will give them flyers because of how properly they are dressed. They will be like, but at the end of the day, they will still throw it away. So it depends on what they perceive you to be. However, I'm trying to go from here into distinctive competence. That particular thing that you do very well, every other thing that you do in your life is going to revolve around it. That is taking me back to my story. The man that bought first from me made me to sit down and wait for him in Eros Hotel for 7 hours, 45 minutes. So if I had anything I wanted to go and do that day, it was cancelled. So it was very simple. I met him the previous day. I have so property to sell, blah, blah, blah. It's true. Where have you been? How are you doing? I said, fine. It's okay, let's see tomorrow. So I went to meet him. He said, okay, just wait for me. Within a few minutes, let me go and eat with my friends. I'm coming. Because they came into town from another state. To cut a very long story short, that was how I sat down like this fair young man. I brought out my phone. Remember then, I've not made my first sale. So what was on my phone was what I was going to tell him. Because, when you're learning to pitch your clients, there will be a particular line that you usually do. That was all was there. So the man kept me there 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4. I want you to understand hours. So 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, my phone went off. So that thing I planned to tell the man, people are laughing. I just the gist. When he comes, was no longer available. I asked them in the hotel, everywhere can I get? I said, no charger. So I now chilled. 7 hours, 45 minutes, because then you're not looking at your phone again. It's now your watch or the time on the wall. And then the man finally came. When the man walked in, he just said, how you doing? You still there? I said, yes, sir. He said, yeah, come. What were you telling me yesterday? I said, just 3 things. Sir, we have a property in Ibejuleke that is appreciating very fast behind the Pan-Atlantic University. However, this is the form with which we sell the property. So once you subscribe to the property by filling this form, we can make you a plot reservation. However, this is the flyer. This is the flyer that I also gave you yesterday. Because there are some people that will tell the man, I gave you flyer yesterday. I said, this is the flyer again. So he looked at the thing and said, which side of I said, Pan-Atlantic University is the permanent site of Lagos Business School. Now remember, this was not my sales speech. I've forgotten whatever I wanted to tell him then. I can't even remember now. I wrote it down. The phone don't off. Now, if you've waited for somebody for 10 minutes when you felt like you had another thing to do, other clients, and he wastes your 10 minutes time, he did vex. We're talking about 7 hours, 45 minutes. So I was infuriated and totally angry as to why another human being would do that to me because I want to sell market to you. But at the end of the day, the man took the form, filled it, gave it back to me and said, I should not worry that, let him hold the form. That when he fills the wife's section for spouse, that he will attach a photocopy. I think it was his passport photograph. It wasn't a photocopy. That he will attach the passport photograph of him to the form and send to me. I told him, okay, he said yes. I said, this one way you don't do. Send me your wife's details as SMS. This is you. Can we snap this picture with your phone? Just send it to my WhatsApp. And that was how I left that place with the form and his details. 1 week down the line, of course, he said I should call him in 1 week time. Always follow clients. Ask them, when can I call you? So they don't feel you're disturbing them. A lot of people feel that once you tell them you sell land, this is what you do. They feel that you'll be bombarding them and disturbing them with messages and all that. So try and ask them. Find out from them. Please, when can I call you? Do you prefer SMSs, chats? What do you reply? Some people tell you only my EM. Some people only my DM on Instagram. Right? So I found out from the man, he said, anytime from 7 p.m. you can call me. So 7 p.m. on exactly the 7th day, I called him. I said, sir, I called to know half. I said, I heard that he talked to some of his friends about that property. And then that property that I talked about, that, in fact, he even wants to talk to other people about it. But will I share my commission with him? I've not thought about sharing commission. And then, from nowhere, the man said, can you give me 10%? I was wondering, Then, in 2018, we're getting 20%. Things have changed and some other structures have changed. And then, the man was saying I should give him 10%. Then, I was earning 20%. I said, sir, after tax, what we're going to take home, it's not even up to 20%. So, if I give you 10%, you'll be earning more than me that did the whole job from referring people to me. And then the man insisted. I said, okay, fine. So, what we'll do is, whatever we sell, we'll divide it into 2. You take half, I take half. 3 days later, he called me, gave me the number of a particular young man. And the rest is history. Because between May 2018 and November 2018, we sold 39 plots of Oak Heaven, P1 Heaven's property behind Pan-Atlantic University. How did that happen? I'm talking about one contact. Just one person. When I met him, I was looking for him to buy 1 plot. He filled form and gave me for 1 plot. But because he had committed by giving me the form that he filled, and my patience to wait, he felt, me, I didn't know whether it was test. I don't still know. I just wanted to make sales. So if he said I should sit down here, she be not to sit down. If your my bum pain me, I stand up, walk around. So it was over time I now found out that he felt, this person that can wait like this and insist on getting my details and agree to share commission with me, I can work with him. That was how he started referring his friends to me. A time reached, he couldn't even know the friend that referred who to refer who, and then I started having even more clients. My capacity started growing. Now, I didn't really need to go and start begging people to join my team. One way or the other, you will know that you get as you don't be. Your guy will ask you how far, and you tell him, look at what I'm doing. That is where the recruitment thing came in for me. I'm telling this story so that once we get into the slide, you can understand my flow of thought, and then we can run. Because while you're doing this business, and you think along the line, it is possible for you to be greedy small, it will not work. So my own sales story is embedded in sharing, which is what PBO is about. Because if you don't have the mind to bring in somebody else, instead of going to his clients and taking it alone, you people share whatever comes in. He gets direct, you get indirect, and so forth and so on. Then it's going to be difficult for you to really grow. To cut the long story short, he brought in people bought, at the end of the day, he still bought 6 plots together with his friends. That's buy 5, get 1. The summary of what I'm trying to say is that it is possible for you to leverage on those particular characteristics that are peculiar to you, like me, patience, explaining to him, even long suffering, and then at the end of the day, persisting till he was able to buy. So, with that story, you can find out that the best sales model that will work for you is to find out those characteristics that you have and make plans to get every single thing that can help you build a strategy within this business to rally around that person who you really are. Before you really know it, people will like you for you, people will be comfortable with who you are, and then people will join you. However, you have to keep talking to people because you don't really know who will join. You don't know who will like you. Some people will just see you and be comfortable with you. It doesn't really have to do with what you really told them, the marketing strategies you use. Now, one other thing I won't leave out in 2021 is that the truth of the matter is the pandemic has come. Some things have changed, not everything. But some people are better behind the system. Some people are better behind the online platforms and all that. If that is you, leverage it. However, it's tricky because converting people from offline to offline is another job. So you have to find out what your conversion rate is. So when they meet you in person, they can relate what you have shown as container to the content. Because getting them to actually close the deal means that you have to now know what some other people know manually. Are you following me? So I'm saying here that who you are helps you determine how you behave. So somebody else that didn't have patience at all, that couldn't wait for more than 30 minutes, may not have closed the deal. Right? Knowing, and I will also add, if somebody was willing to give 11% or 12% to the man and was more patient than me, maybe I wouldn't have gotten the man. I'm trying to balance this thing as much as possible. So you look at this thing from your perspective and from the perspective of the person you're trying to bring in. Because it's really all about him. It's really not about him. It's about the client. If nobody joins you and nobody buys from you, I'm sorry, you didn't succeed in the business. So I'm just trying to get you to see it from their perspective. So knowing who you are helps you carve a niche in the real estate industry. I've already explained that directly or indirectly. Know exactly the people you are targeting and choose a product for them. So when I started, I thought to myself and said, the people I want to target are people who are exposed, people who I know, based on my prospect list. This and this and this are the kind of properties they will like. So I just streamlined my property to 1 or 2 and took it to them. So we're not looking around so many places. And even when we go for inspection, we don't have to go in everywhere. So it's just 1 or 2. So what happened is that I looked at them, looked at the demographics, and then I was able to carve a particular product that I think was okay for them. It's a bit technical, but if you think about the people you're already talking to, or the people you can get to buy from you, or the people you can get to join this business, in your head, mentally, you can tell Mr. Obi can do 15,000. Mr. Akim can do 75,000. It's just in our head, we know. So carve that niche where most of them fall into, and begin to carve your market niche further around the products that are within there. Are you getting me, sir? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying here. Know exactly the people you're targeting and choose a product for them. Learn the language and literature of realtors. The truth of the matter is, there are languages that I've been speaking here that are within my normal converse now. So when I'm talking, I can be saying things like 600 square meters, 300 square meters, deed of assignment, taxation, CFO. And while I'm saying it, I can be rapping at that speed. The truth of the matter is that some people will not still get it. There was a time I didn't get it. So it takes you time to really get it. So realtors, people who sell land, PBOs that have been there over time, have particular words and things they say and use that make them even look like and begin to think like remotely resemble professionals. Whereas if you're coming in and new, you might not have that. That's the point I'm making. Learn those things. Now, I want us to do a very simple exercise. I usually do it anywhere I go. I don't know if everybody has even do it. So, but I'll start with a question. Do you think it's possible for you to concentrate on this business 99.9% and also concentrate on something else and succeed in this business? Is it possible? Can concentration be 99%? Eh? Is it possible? Yes or no? No. Is it possible? Well, let's do a simple exercise to typify that. So can everybody see the projector? So can everybody look at the projector? At the same time you're looking at the projector, can you see the projector? Everybody can see the projector. At the same time you're looking at the projector, can you see your shoes? Can you see your shoes? Or look at your shoes. No, look at your shoes. Feel free. So can you see the projector? As you're looking at your shoes, can you see me at the same time? It's not possible. So the way the human body and everything about a human being functions is that you will have to focus on something. And by focus, I mean finding a way to commit yourself to this thing where you say you want to do. So even if you say you want to do recruitment and sales, you have to throw your whole 100% self at it. If you have boutique, you want to do boutique business, you want to do recruitment business, you want to do sales business, you have to throw yourself into 3 of them 100%, else you won't be excellent in them. So if you say, I want to join PBO, or I have joined PBO, I want to succeed, you have to throw your whole self at it so that all the things that you will require to succeed at it will come into you. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. When they come into you, it will be in you and be able to flow through you because of your commitment. So whatever you do, find a way to be committed to the business. And by commitment, I broke them into 3 different aspects because of the kind of system we run in P1. Number 1, our trainings. Just come there and sit down. The funny thing is that I have never come for this PBO training for once, but I'm always online. There are sometimes I'll be online alone. At the level that I think that I am. At least let me hear what you're not supposed to say. I know that I'm to correct you now. Say it wrong. And by that I'm trying to say that the more you attend trainings, the more you learn how to do it from different people. All the things I will say today, it may be patience that somebody needs to pick. All the things I will say today, it might be, I need to hold my pen every time as subscription form, or perhaps person one fee sharp. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It might not be everything, but you need to be committed to trainings. That is how you will learn it. Somebody that is just a human being that finished secondary school, comes out from secondary school, gets admission to study medicine. After 7 years, he has become a medical doctor. How? Commitment. He was going to class, he was passing his exams. So he can become anything. Pilot too. All those marine engineers, where they enter inside water, even divers, they learn them. So this one is not even rocket science, it's easier. Right? Second, site inspection. Go to the sites. Don't call people to ask them, does it have water? Which side is it? Direct me. Go there. Look at it. And I'll share one secret with you. But it's even an open secret. If you have 10 properties that you have in mind to see and refer people to, if you go to 10 of them, there are some you will like as a person. Forget whether you have the money to buy it or not. That thing that is telling you that I like it is called extrasensory perception, or is a principle, or is something in this life, or it's called sixth sense. And once you get yourself to get your inner self to connect with it physically, that you like it, and you carry that energy and that likeness to tell other people about that property, you'll be surprised. People who have the money, who share the same energy with you and that frequency, will pay for it. You get commission. So when I waka, I say this property will be behind Pan Atlantic. You know, go hard to describe. I check Pan Atlantic, you dey Google. So if me the top link, I say Google Pan Atlantic Investing. They go ask me how many minutes is this one. I say they Google. Everything they there is closed. So people could relate. Now, that's one of the reasons why I liked the property. So when I was selling only that property, it didn't come as a surprise to me
at least with the benefit of hindsight, looking back, I can tell that whatever you like, looks more likely like what you will attract. Make sure you continually top up your fuel. You have to keep yourself motivated one way or the other. Because one of the major challenges that salespeople have is that the motivation come high up. So you do summit, you do convention, people receive car, people receive things, and then you're like, I want to receive this thing too. 2 weeks down the line, you don't even forget, say they give person anything. They say they get training. And then the funniest part of this business we're in is that if you succeed, it's fine. If you don't also succeed, it's fine. So it's now your choice. So everybody you have seen that has succeeded in this business, it was their choice to commit to it 100% and just begin to succeed. Anytime they also stop succeeding, it was their choice. It wasn't a mistake. So if I stay 3 months now and I don't sell, I can figure out the things I can begin to do from what I did before to make it work. It's about commitment. So the funny part of the business is that you now get to a point where whether you sell or don't sell, you will make commission by indirect commission, by way of indirect commission. So you need to now top up your energy to get to till you get to that level. When you get to that level, you will have other things to deal with. So let me just read. I said, make sure you continue to top up your fuel when you are yet to make your first sale. Now, whether it's recruitment or sales, I'm using them interchangeably as long as this discussion is concerned, because we're in PBO office. Now, no matter how much you want to be strong with PBO and with sales, you need money to do it, and that money will come in through commission. That's what I'm emphasizing. Packaging. It don't be like Oga Increase. The way Oga Increase used to dress and everything. Somebody will think he doesn't know what he's doing. But there's somebody that will meet Mr. Increase, and just by how he's dressed, will be more comfortable to talk to him than somebody else who is looking somehow. Now, by packaging, I mean everything. How you comb your hair, where you keep your trouser, how you clean your shoe when dust or potter don't touch them, when you get rain, flood, whatever like today. Every aspect of this particular business needs you to package in that area. Very, very important. So, dress properly. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can still find cheap suits, cheap shirts, cheaper things, but just package it well first. It's easier to believe you when you're well packaged. They're there. Practice your presentation via soliloquy and your speeches with whoever you can till you perfect it. So what I mean is, I used to go to the mirror, and then sometimes I'll be talking to Increase. Increase does not know I'm using him to do practice. But it's true. You have to run what you're saying by people. When it comes out of your mouth, you say, maybe I shouldn't have used is. Let me use was. Or is was it? Was is. Okay. Was it? So just play around it. Don't feel anyhow about it. Feel free to practice it. Both in the mirror, out of the mirror, with people, practice it. It really helps. Then I'm saying here, be bold to ask for physical meetings. It's easier to tell a person no or post somebody on the phone. So the people you're trying to meet, even when COVID is there, go with face mask as much as possible. Even though nobody's wearing hair, even me. You understand? Try as much as possible to fix physical meetings. You can communicate sense with them more. It's more relatable. So even when it is online, try as much as possible to bring them offline. So that's why I'm saying you have to be bold to do that. Be bold to ask for physical meetings. It's easier for people to agree to your proposal when you are physically there than over the phone. When this does not work, continue using the phone, but try it. Now when you say, come, let's see, it can also have a way of leaping trust into the transaction. Have your materials always. I've studied already. Pens, subscription forms, hard copies, soft copies, ID. I still have my PBO ID card inside my wallet. Organically, people still give PBO ID card. Very soon, right? But as much as possible, whatever relates to the sales that you do, have it. Flyers, hard copies. I think you guys have flyers. Have it. So that when you're talking to people, you're showing them in the flyer. And then I don't believe in just giving somebody. Can I have a flyer? Any flyer? So I'm sharing flyer now, and I just give you this flyer. Most of the times you're not in the mood. You did not send me to come and give you anything. So if I give it to you, you just look at it. You say, work with us. In your mind, you have work already. What are you working? You just leave it. Because that's the caption. You get what I'm saying? So there is no caption you possibly do on this earth that will capture everybody. But if you hold it, say, can I talk with you for a second or for a minute? We have a free training, which is captioned work with us in Nigeria. And what we do is to have people come in and partner with us by way of paying a particular amount, which is subsidized. And when they do that, they can be able to be part of us and then sell our land. And you can make commission up to 10%. Commission 10%, sales of land. Okay. You get what I'm saying? So it's more relatable. I'm just using this as an instance. It might be land. We have land so place. So the more you can be able to, thank you very much. The more you can be able to explain what is in the flyer as quickly as possible. And you have to reduce your sales talks. Make it no day plenty. Because once your words start being plenty, the main essence is lost. So you can hit it on the head so that they can get back to you. And then an important part is get their phone numbers. Don't just give somebody a flyer. When the person insists that saying only your own way intake, no problem. You know, or you can even ask for their social media handles. Just have dynamic ways of going about it. But you need their contact so they can add them to your prospect list. I'll get the prospect list at the end of the day. Eliminate fear. So the normal thing is when you just face people, one or two people will just tell you no. Because those people are always there. So, is there anybody that has not received a no here from sales? Or from, is there anybody who has not received a no from sales or recruitment? Yeah? So it's part of our business. So we shouldn't be looking at it as a problem. It's part of what we're supposed to hear. Sorry, we're not ready now. Sorry, we cannot buy. We don't have money. When we're ready, we'll tell you. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is, part of what you're going to be facing is people telling you no, that they are not ready. So I'm trying to say that after some time of that no, fear will creep in. Fear will creep in. You get, to start feeling somehow about the business. So the point I'm really making is that you should find a way to eliminate this fear. And so I'm saying here that fear is a promise that something negative may happen when you do something. However, why waste your time on dwelling on the negativity? So for me, this person might not buy this property. He's complaining. But at the end of the day, why am I wasting my time on all these negative things when I can concentrate on he will buy, it will work? Do you get that? Because whatever you tell your mind over time, the mind just believes it hook, line, and sinker. So I'm trying to get you to just make sure that the line is clear in your mind between this transaction will work, this person does not want to buy, and the person has not paid. What I mean by that is this. It is easy for your mind to switch from this transaction can work to this transaction cannot work. But I'm trying to get you to understand that that same time you will use and concentrate on this person may join my business or join my team, or this person may become my client or buy my property. It's the same time you use and think about the fact that that person can buy. So why waste your time thinking about the fact that that person may not buy? That's the point I'm making. Be courageous. You get to get mind, though. You just have to be courageous. And courage is simply defined as acting in spite of fear. Does anybody have any better definition? So the fears will be there. If I meet that man, if it shut me off, if you talk to me, he might snub me. The girl, if it is a one child, no problem. Just talk to the people. Because you have to open your mouth and reach out to people. Most of the times, for these things we are promising here to work. Now, maintain a positive mindset is what I was just explaining. So while a transaction is going on, keep it in your mind that that transaction will work. For a moment, forget about if it will not work. It's really not your problem. So I was going through a training, yesterday. And the man that was handling the training was like, that the mind is funny. Because if you think that something cannot work, it's also possible. And then he will give an instance to us, just like thinking about a tree growing. Nobody really knows what grows a tree or a child in the stomach. People just have a way of explaining it through medicine, right? But you cannot really tell how the seed you put in the ground will contact sun, and then photosynthesis is beginning to happen, and all those English. It doesn't really make sense. Your concern is the health of the mother, of the baby, or the health of the soil and the sun and water and everything, so that it doesn't choke, right? So that you don't go choke, right? So whichever way, try and make sure that you have a positive or healthy mental state. Because, I'll digress a little bit, even power starts in the mind. You have to think that you're a powerful salesperson in your mind first, and foolishly believe it even when you are not. Before you now start thinking that you have the mind to stop somebody on the road where they go your own to give and fly, you must start thinking it in your mind that it's possible. So whichever way, I'm trying to say here that let your mind be healthy. And one of the things you need to begin to do and continue to do is to read and learn. Expose yourself to trainings on sales. Trainings here. Different people, this person they succeed though. He'll be better salesperson. Oh. He decide the whole world. No problem. Just come and sit down and hear what the person needs to say. After some time, if you add all the people's wisdom that have come and all the things you pick from it and add plus your own, you should be smarter than all of them. So I'm saying you should start small. All the things I'm saying are somehow big, right? So the best way to start is to start small. Every president, every army general started like this small baby. So start your sales journey like that. It was very small for me to start by sharing. I think I couldn't even earn commission on my own, but that was how I started anyway. Because my mindset was, if I say I'm not giving this man the thing he has asked for, I will not gain anything. I didn't still make the sale. If I say I'll give him at this, I'll have half, or I'm not good trying. Half bread is better than puff off. I'll be changing. That was my own mindset then. So start it small. My submission here is that whatever it is that you start small, whether you're prospecting, recruiting, whatever, start it from the cheapest properties that we have, the cheapest, entry levels for PBO, all those smallest levels, start it from there. So it wouldn't be stressful for you depending on the level you are and the people you're trying to market. So if the lowest level in PBO now is 16,000, about 16,000 something, 1,650, right? Now, if 1,650, which was also in our time, is the lowest level, allow people to start from there. That way, when you make your presentations, you can present 37,650 and then tell people, however, we have 1,650 to start. What he doesn't know is that a lot of people who joined my own team started with 1,650 because they got to a time, as you covered, there were 37,650 they had. I'll tell them that it's 1,650. However, there are levels to this thing, so when you want to sell, before you know it, after 1 week, they say, I've seen the benefits, I want to pay. Some people want to pay, they say, let me just do it once. But I'm saying you should start small. If you see people who are still big, the big shots you want to market, tell them that this is what it is. However, they can start small. That's the point I'm making. I'm saying here you should start small but think big. But in the real sense, one of the best and easiest ways to start small is to say, okay, for instance, we have flourish estates. What are the cheaper flourish estates that it will be easier for me to start selling? Because it's easier for somebody to believe that something is 1 million before believing that something is 10 million. So if I can see the one that is cheaper among these properties that flourish estates have, then I can begin to say, okay, this one that is 1 million naira will be the one that I'll go to my people and say, if you can buy half, which is 300 square meters. Did you get that? So if you start from the ground with a particular property, it will be easier for you. I always make the argument that if you're a salesperson and you sell for this company, sell for this person, this company, sell for this company, after some time, it will not be very easy for you to start. If except you know how to talk very well and to maneuver your way. Because in your client's mind, it's just like an albino situation. Their head will be going like this. Let's go here, let's go here. So you need to focus. What we do is so. This is where our office is. This is the product that we sell. They are called Flourish Estates. However, we have branches. It makes more sense and organized, right? Else, they will be wondering, where is the office in this place? In offices, which branch do you work in? You say you're a banker, you work with EBA. Where is your branch? So before they ask those questions, because there are such, we're not in a strategy session. This is a testimony session. When you come to customers, there are strategies you should and must have to crack into their unconscious and unasked questions. There are questions that clients don't ask you. Whether you answer or not, and you talk to them and leave or market them, you've answered the questions. So in their mind, they should be sure that this person is worth me burning my time to listen to. They should be sure that they can be able to trust you, because they're going to pay with money. Whether it's 1,650 or whether it's 20 million, it's money. Money is money. It's just a number, right? So my point is, find a way to create those things within yourself, so that when the client talks to you, you already have a total package. So try and make sure that you're friendly with the MDs. Be their friend. They have birthday. If you can buy, give, buy. It's not very easy. You send text message, chat. That way, it will be easier for you people to relate. You understand the business more. Customer service, very, 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 very important. Very, 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 very important. So, most of the things that we do in P1 group is customer based. The products that we sell, it is customer that is going to buy it. The human beings that will join are human beings. It is when they finish joining that they become PBO. They're not PBO before they join. So first, they are customers. You're trying to get them to join. So you must find a way to understand customer relationship skills. The customers must feel that it is about them, and they are about what they will gain. I'll give an instance. If somebody has house rent issue, and the house rent is 500,000 naira, I approach that person for PBO, and he knows that if he brings somebody that will buy, and the client pays, that you're going to give him 500,000 naira. Whether you call it PBO, OPB, sales, anything, any name you call it, once that 500K is going to come out for his rent, his game. So the truth about it is that he is joining it for his own purpose, not your own purpose. So your game as a salesperson is to try and find out what he wants, what will serve his purpose. Once you can balance that, now you go run for customers. You now have to be saying, let me sell to this person. Let me know if we sell this product. You're going to have to select. But before then, find out what they want and find a way to pass it across to them. I'm assuming here now that you are making a sale. So I'm saying genuinely love your customers. Don't be rude. Even when they talk with you, you don't like, when they don't agree. You support Arsenal, they support Chelsea. No put them for your status if you invest them. Different things. No just share very strong views, so that they will not see you as somebody that is competing or repelling. Be welcoming. So even when you want to share those views, make them understand it's personal. Doesn't have anything to do with, right? So let it be very, very important. Let it be very, very easy for you to allow this love you have in your heart for them to be expressed. Because if you really appreciate them, they will feel that you care about them, and your relationship will be better with them. That's the point I'm making. Have a perfect after sales. So when people buy your properties, don't be part of the people who will not take their clients' receipts, contract of sales and all that. Take their documents to them. It makes them feel more comfortable. Instead of them running after you, where is this, where is that? Follow up on the company, because that person is your client. I'm also saying that you must at least attach a gift to it. So what I do personally is that I like to give my clients gifts when they have finished paying. If you're paying 1 million naira on a property, for instance, or 2 million naira, you don't pay finish. There's something called, it's a document, it's called contract of sale. So what we do is we'll give it to clients when they are done paying. What you really need to do is to find out what the client possibly likes. Is he more inclined to watches, eyeglasses, shoe, whatever? Just whatever you can afford based on what he has. Just attach it and say thank you. It also triggers the fact that you appreciate them. I don't know if you understand. If they say they should share things, some people will come on your side. I'm just trying to increase the people that will come on your side, and that is what I'm referring to as referrals. You need people who buy from you to become your foot soldiers. So, for instance, there are some times that in a whole week I might not market anything. Somebody will just call me from somewhere. Anya, how far? I say, I do. So, I get property for this, or I say, get person, we market person, we say they get something for somewhere. Check if you not get anything. Then I sell the person what we have, the person will buy from me. I don't know if you understand. I didn't market anybody. I just did on my own. I don't want market. You understand? A time will come, that can happen. And I'm trying to tell you the goodwill you will sow as seeds in the hearts of clients to make them understand that you appreciate them. You can decide to delay it and not give it at the return of their contract of sales. You can do it when it's their birthday. Clients really like it. And all of us are clients. We like people treating us well. Don't be so. Now, the truth of the matter is that after some time, if you're really new in this business, you begin to ask yourself, all this is what they talk now true. So the person talking to you here that joined 2018 has been collecting performance bonus back to back. 2020, I think I was the second highest person in 2020 for performance bonus, where organically was talking about if you sell for 5 affiliates and then above 30 million, I think that's the benchmark for this year. Since we entered, we have been winning it every year. And we have been winning it like times 4 or sometimes times 5 of the sales or personal sales. You understand? So what I'm sharing with you is very simple. However, if you can implement 10%, you can even better than me. So this is one of our trips to Dubai. So I have this very funny saying that when you tell me you will give me something, I will not really believe. I want to see it in my korokoro. I want to qualify and you give me. So when people promise you something, they will do. So what happened is that in this case, the people who qualified for Dubai trip, I think this was in 2019. Yeah, 2019 June, we were in Dubai, and then that was an all-expense paid trip. This was in Dubai too. This was in Ghana at the 2019 retreat. That's the GMD, the PBO president. Can we put our hands together for her? That's GMD. I tried to snap with her. And then in this trip, this was me. In this trip, I had like 5 of my success lines. This was Ghana too. So it's when the plane lands in the place, I'll say, yes, we have gone. So one of the things you also need to do is to help you by way of encouragement. It's easier to ginger yourself before other people ginger you. So you can just say, for P1 Legend, or P1 Heaven, or P1 Premium, one of these affiliates of this company, I want to be the highest salesperson this month. Now, if you start setting that goal from today, that is 22nd of April, if by December you don't achieve it at all, you'll be angry that even if it's 1 month, because people are becoming higher salespeople and they're giving them gifts. So, personally, I said, I want to become the highest salesperson in at least 1 affiliate in 1 month. And then it was the month of June 2019. That was when I achieved that first goal. So I said, this was when I carried the cup and I kept it. There's something they call King's Banquet, It's one of the programs that one of the affiliates does to celebrate people who reach a particular milestone. Aspire to go for some of those things. It's free. The sales you have made will qualify you for those things, apart from the commissions you made. Then, they dashed me car. They said if you sell so amount, they will give you car. They gave me car. So if people are looking at somebody that have collected car, you understand? And since I collected it, nobody has called me to say, why are you driving it under the rain? In the rain, come on, go pack them. Or when you will bring it back, it's dash. So most of the things that are being talked about here are true. In summary, I just came to give testimony of I was not fully aware of all these things, I became aware, I practiced it, it worked, and these are the things that worked for me. Before I go into the questions, I want to explain a very simple strategy for developing a sales manuscript, I'll call it. Just have that sales list. You can call it prospect list. So let's assume that you have 200 people on your phone book. So you say, okay, since I have 200 people, let me call this first list I'll make sales list. Second, you can say referral list. Third, you can say recruitment list. So in the first list, you look at your clients or prospects from your phone based on people you believe can buy at least the cheapest property that you can sell. When you carry that cheapest property you can sell and it's 1 million naira, further divide it into 2, which is what we call 300 square meters in this company, which we always have in almost all the properties. So you say, this property is 1 million naira. As this property is 1 million naira now, half of it is 500K. So the person you're looking for in that your phone is, who can pay 500,000 naira? Most times, the outright payment is divided into 2 or 3 months, as the case may be, sometimes even 6 months. So what you're actually asking yourself is, who in this my phone can pay 500,000 naira within 6 months? Most people that we know, as we're seated down here, can try it, even if they can't do it. You can even go further to also say, which 2 or 3 people can come together to buy this 500,000 naira property? They can be friends, they can be siblings, they can be colleagues. And then if somebody bought a 500,000 naira property, somewhere in Via or Ikoyi back in the days, let's say 40 years ago or 30 years ago, if you sell that property, let's say 500 million now, and you divide 500 million into 10 people, it is still too much money, it's 50 million naira. So you need some of those kind of instances to paint to your clients that this thing is here now, it will appreciate. And there are several instances in Lagos of places that were 10 naira, now they're 100 million. Where the dash people land, now you can't find land there again. So the point I'm trying to make is, when you're developing your sales or prospect list, start it from the ground. 2, there are people who will tell you, when you now start calling the people on the prospect list, oh boy, I don't get this money. However, I get colleague who I have talk to, I get brother, I get cousin. Write their names on the referral list. Their names might still be on the sales list. Now from your phone you can tell, get us to take them for this person, maybe you know if you buy now. However, don't assume, ask them. Then put it down in the referral. Most of the times, people that can refer you will be more than people that can buy. People that are buying can also refer you. Now, make another list of people that you know, like increase, because we didn't tell him to come and buy, told him to come and join. You will see some people who you know can do the business, who can bring in other people. Bring them into your team, encourage them to join. From this simple explanation, you've divided your business into different parts, so you can be clear. Just like when I'm talking about breathing, you can understand I'm talking about my respiratory system. If I'm talking about the food I ate, it's doing me somehow in my tummy. You can know I'm talking about digestive system. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So divide your business one way or the other into systems. There are some clients that my strategy for marketing them is that I talk to them once a month only, and it is happy new month. The only 2 times I talk to them in a month is happy birthday. If they make mistake of doing celebration something, happy that thing. That way, you're top of the mind for them. They want to be seeing you. But if you try and push yourself on them, they will feel like you're disturbing them. Now, most of those people are high net worth individuals. I put them on the side where I go sell. And then after some time, when they have bought or when they buy immediately, I now clearly ask for referrals. So you must have different kinds of, I'm just using these 3 simple steps so that if you wake up in the morning and say, I want to call these 10 people, maybe it's only 2 that will listen to you, but the other people are busy. Next day you continue. So that's why I said you have to develop one way or the other, more like a standard operating procedure for your sales and how you generate, whether you call it leads, prospects, downlines, or customers. I believe that with these few points of mine,